You wanting to build a greenhouse? Cheap? Simply? I'm going to give you a brief description on how I built this greenhouse here. What you see, everything was done in one day. Most of the work was done by myself. I did have my wife help me with bending the pipe to make the ribs. What I've did is I've went into the woods and harvested a locust tree, turned that in the post. I put 4 posts in the ground. See my compost pile there. I put 4 posts in the ground. Let's go inside here, I'll show you. There you can see I've got a locust post, which I've put in the ground. I did each post in the ground 2 feet. And across the front here is 5 foot. And this way it's 8 foot. Is I took some 2x4s and 2x6s and I wrapped the bottom. I would recommend a 2x6 on at least your sides. That gives you more room. You can see how I've just took 16 penny spiral galvanized nails and drove them right through the rib, which what I used for ribs is just a black 1.5 inch, 2 inch water line gas pipe. You can get that at your local hardware store. Ain't a whole lot. So I've wrapped the whole thing with the 2x6s. And the front and the back I do have 2x4, but like I say, I recommend 2x6s on the side. It would give you more to anchor to. Basically what I've done is wrap the bottom, and then I cut these ribs at 20 feet long, each one of these. And I know it doesn't look like it would take 20 foot to go around here, but that's what it took. And then I also went ahead and wrapped the sides with 2x4 each side. I did one over there and one over here. Now your header above your door will be a little higher, as you can see. And I don't have exact measurements on any of this. I just started, it came to a problem, I figured it out and moved on. Okay, so I took my pipe and I cut them all to 20 foot long. This black gas pipe, water pipe, whichever it is. And I started by tacking it right down here. And then I'd loop it up over top of the whole top of the greenhouse. And then back down to this side and I'd nail it. Trying to stay straight across from the other side at the same time. Well, after we did that with each rib, or each piece of pipe, then we went back and added this board. And what we was able to do with that was these here were still arching out. So we were able to pull this in and drive another nail through it and bend it over so it can't pull back out. And that helped really stiffen it up. I taken a 1x and putting it across the ceiling, and I actually, when we were putting the ribs up there, I had this board here just sitting on top. And then I would make sure that as I was arching it, that they all just came up and just touched the bottom. That makes sure that all your ribs are the same height. Which it worked out wonderfully for this. And then after I got them all in, then I came back and I ran a screw, make sure it ain't too long to go through into the plastic, only into the pipe. And I put a screw in each one of them, and that really solid that up a lot. So now I'm in the process of shelves, place to lay the flowers and the flats. I did have a small vent, which I threw back here, a louver vent, and I planned on putting a vent of some kind in the door. May possibly have to come back and install a fan. That's yet to be known. On the outside, everywhere I stapled the plastic, since I have a sawmill, I went over and took a couple of my slabs off the slab pile and ran them through about 3/8 thick. Made me a bunch of little slabs. And then I was able to go back with roughing nails and nail over any of the stapled areas. Over any of these areas, which you see I didn't cover that. And this is just a temporary piece of plastic over the door. Stapled all the way around the bottom. Every seam has got staples on it. Or staples and the slab piece of wood over it. This will keep the staples from pulling out in a strong wind, and which I've constantly got a wind problem here. So there it is. Very, very simple greenhouse. I'm not real sure how well this plastic's going to hold. We did get it from our local home supply store, which is Lowe's, Home Depot. It's a 3 mil plastic. It's 12 foot by 100 foot roll. This took, I believe, just a little over 20 feet to go over the arch in plastic. And then actually it had enough on it that